Premier League primetime on tape. Jose, Cyrus, and Andre. And you know that Daveye don't play. In the field, they can talk about it all day. Look, and we moving up. You can try all you want, can't move like us. When it all comes down, they choosing us. And I do gotta say, we don't give a fuck. Premier League primetime, and it's only that. Speak only facts. Say what I want, can't hold me back. Can't hold me back. Premier League primetime, better yet, it's my time. You stay on the sideline. Say what I want, can't hold me back. Premier League primetime.
Hello and welcome back to Premier League Primetime. I'm here for the third and final fan cam from the North London derby yesterday. Tottenham 3, Arsenal 0. I'm here with Waleed, and he, by the looks of his face, he looks very happy about that scoreline. How are you doing?
Oh, stop it. I'm good. How are you? It's great to see you, innit?
Yeah, it's great to see you. It's been a while. But thoughts on that performance tonight? He just looks like, as I said yesterday, that it looked like one team wanted it, and the other team just looked lost. They looked clueless. Not to say that they didn't want it, but they just didn't look like they had any idea what to do.
I don't know where to start, man. I mean, you talk about composure, yeah, in a derby. Bearing in mind, this is like, whether this meant anything or not, yeah, this is Tottenham away. You bring in players, yeah. This is just not even for Arteta, just in general, yeah. These are players. People have been saying all season, oh, Arsenal, young squad, this and that. But they're players there that have played in derbies before and have experience in derbies before. And experience in general. Cedric has seen, he won the Euros. He's experienced, Holding experience, Xhaka experience, Oneni experience. Tomiyasu, I mean, I wouldn't say he's experienced, but he's not really young. He's in his prime, I'd say. So, yeah, and just so many other players. Like, the fact that you crumble like that in 30 minutes of a derby is a joke. It's a disgrace. Honestly, there's not been many bad things that I've had to say about this season, but that's one of the worst performances I've seen in years. It doesn't matter about whatever the circumstances were. I don't care if there were injuries and stuff. Tottenham weren't playing their best team. They'll play for Davinson Sanchez, bro, at centre back, and he was so shaky in the first 10 minutes. The amount we were dominating in the first 15, 20 minutes, it was all us. They had a few, like 1-2 little chances. Rob Holding, oh my gracious God, this guy has been playing so well recently. He's been playing so well recently, but this performance today was a schoolboy defending. Honestly, it was like he's never played football before, and if it was rugby or something, I don't know what sport he was playing, holding on to him, elbowing him. What is he doing? This guy's meant to be he's meant to be the most experienced player in our back line, and he's doing stupid stuff like that. Oh my days, man. Get sent off in 30 minutes of a derby. 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and then they go ahead and score 3 of the shittest goals I've ever seen in a derby. Some penalty from Cedric where that guy's got no composure whatsoever. I have no idea what he's doing. Why in the back post? Listen, I understand, yeah, maybe a little nudge in the back of the attack or something, trying to do it in a little slide to get away with it. But if you're going to go like that into the guy when he's trying to go for a head, what are you expecting? I'm surprised he didn't get a card for that at least, because that is just some of the stupidest defending I've ever seen. And then Kane scores 1-0, 2-0. I don't remember if it was from a corner or not, or from free kick. I don't remember. If it was from a corner, then that record was from a corner.
Yeah, and Ketia ball watching at the back post, Harry Kane pulls off them.
Because I thought it was a free kick initially, but yeah, of course that's that record gone. No, Arsenal 0 goals conceded from corners. Yeah, that stupid record's gone now, isn't it? Because that defending at the back post was shocking. I don't remember who was at that back post. I think
Eddie Nketiah. Harry Kane pulled off.
Yeah. Oh, who was marking him?
Post.
He was marking Kane.
Eddie Nketiah. Harry Kane pulled off him from the corner.
One thing that I've never understood of football, this is just something I've seen in general, is the most important, the main threats are never dealt with. It makes no sense whatsoever. So many times from corners, why am I seeing the smallest player or the most unnatural player to be barking one of the best players at corners or headers? It makes no sense. I've seen it so many times. Now, for example, in the Champions League, I remember, I think it was Chelsea, when I think Modric was marking Rudiger when Rudiger scored. Like, that is Like, what? That makes no sense whatsoever. I've just seen it in general. It's so dumb. Like,
Zonal marking.
and like, it's such a terrible goal. Like, goes all the way through ish. Yeah, and then the third goal, 75 seconds.
After the
I don't
restart.
even know what to say, man. Honestly, 75 seconds into a second half. As a manager, you need to regroup your players, and you're going ahead and you're allowing us to crumble in 75 seconds.
Fair enough. And one thing that I will say that I was confused with Mikel Arteta, you get the sending off with Holding. Fair enough. You know, one can understand why Ben White was benched and Rob Holding starts because he has his injury concerns. But one can understand that. But he's there. He's fit on the bench if you need him. I was confused on when Rob Holding got sent off. I'm thinking, okay, Ben White's surely if he doesn't come on now, if Arteta doesn't think he has more than 45 minutes in the tank, surely he'll bring him on at halftime, at the very latest, at least. And we didn't see that, and it's just something that you have to question the manager. But we'll go straight into the player ratings for Arsenal before we end off this video. I'll start off in goal. Aaron Ramsdale, as I said yesterday, I can't really blame him for any of the goals.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I probably agree with that. Just going ahead of what you were saying before about Ben White not coming on, I do understand that to a degree, because what I don't understand is why he's on the bench if he's clearly not available for selection. That doesn't make sense to me. That could have gone to a player, that could have gone to a youngster, maybe like Omar Rekik, one of our up and coming centre backs. That could have gone to him. He could have been on that bench that day. There was no reason for White to be on the bench if he wasn't able to play at all. Makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah, that made no sense. That was stupid. And just even sorry, one last thing before we go to player ratings, like the I can't blame anyone for this. Like the referee, people were saying, "Oh, that's not a red card. It's not a penalty." It is. It is. Like it doesn't matter what you're saying. It's a penalty and it's a red card. But overall, like the way he was just letting things go in the derby, some of the things he was doing was just stupid as usual. Premier League refs, nothing new. But yeah, Ramsdale in goal, didn't really have nothing to do. Like couldn't do anything really about the goals. I mean, the second goal could have commanded the box better, but except that maybe like, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably give him 5. Nothing
Fair
really.
enough. And
5.
Waleed, just for everyone to know, if you want to, there are zeros. Just there are zeros.
Might be what might be getting them. Don't worry.
There are zeros if you need to pull out the zeros. But I'll start off with left back. Tomiyasu wasn't the worst, but you could tell that he's not a left back, but
yeah, but you know what? In my opinion, from what I watched, because I watched until about the 70th minute, that I turned it off. But he was our best player, in my opinion. Like literally, first half, some of the blocks that he was making. I remember that block against Harry Kane, world class. Like even the fact that this guy, I mean, he played left centre back. He plays left centre back for Japan. He's played like he can play on the left. He did that belong. It's not like he doesn't know how to play there. But the fact that he's not a left back, the fact that he's not playing in his natural position, the fact that he was injured for 3 months, and I think made his he played like his second game for Arsenal in the North London derby, and the fact that he's getting man of the match, not man of the match, the fact that he was our best player on the entire pitch, and he's barely played in months, and he's not even playing in his natural position. That just shows how shit we were yesterday. Unbelievable.
Also shows how good of a player he is as well.
He's so good. We got him on the cheap, about £15 million. He's absolutely amazing. And yeah, great business. What can I say? Deadline day as well. Like we needed a fullback as well, and he's come in and he's done amazingly in almost every single game I've seen him play. Yeah, a few times attacking wise, he's not the big greatest, but he does the job. But I just want Taney back as soon as possible, so I don't see that clown on the other side play for this club again, because he's absolutely stupid. But anyway, we'll get to him when we get to him. Tomiyasu, I'm gonna give him a 6, even though because we lost 3-0 and we conceded 3 goals, red cards. So I'm not gonna give anyone probably above a 7. So 6 for Tomiyasu. He was our best player.
Fair enough. And you talk about the outside backs. Bring back Bellerin? ?
He can stay at best, honestly. Because I mean, should we just start with Cedric anyways?
No, we'll say that one. We'll save that one for the last of the back.
Okay. I'll
into the 2 center backs. So start with Gabriel. When I looked at Gabriel, like I saw someone who not only genuinely wanted to win this game, not saying that the players didn't, because of course the players do want to win this game. If you don't want to win, period, then why are you even on the pitch? But regardless, he just looked incredibly frustrated with everything going on around him. When I look at Gabriel personally, just from what I saw, I don't know if you share the same user opinions, but what are you giving Gabriel for yesterday?
I think I'll give him a 5. I think it was he played pretty well. He did some things when he needed to do it, but he was a little bit sloppy on the ball for me, in my opinion. Sometimes some of the passes were just misplaced. The fact that he got injured as well is just like luck is just running out really at this point. It's getting to a point where, I mean, White is still. I don't think he's going to be fit for Newcastle. I mean, if he starts, then hallelujah. But I don't know. So we got White potentially gone, Gabriel gone, Partey gone for the season, Tierney gone for the season. Like these are our
Tavares,
best players.
No worries, you have Tavares for left back. Tavares.
We do a stop though, please. Can you guys give us tellers? We give you Tavares. I'll happily take that stop though.
I wouldn't want either.
No, man. Unbelievable. But yeah,
Gabriel, you're giving
for player
a 5.
ratings, yeah, 5.
Into the next center back.
0. Moving on. 0.
Rob
0. I don't even want to speak about that guy, honestly.
0.
The worst 30 minutes a centre back has played in the Premier League history. I don't care. I've had enough. I don't want to see
Premier
him.
League is wow.
No, I know. Like he barely did anything right, anyways. When he had the ball, some of the passes he was making was poor. Marking Son as if he's like as if he's like some meat on the floor that he's just trying to grab or something. Like the way he's grabbing up with his arms and everything, like rugby tackling. Like this guy, like obviously Son's one of the best wingers in the world, arguably the best right now on form. But you can't defend against a player like that. It doesn't matter who it is. Like it's just common sense. It's common sense, man. 0. I don't want to speak about him.
Worst centre back in Premier League history, and
No, not worst centre back. It's one of the worst centre back performances I've seen in Premier League history.
Fair enough, because there is someone by the name of Harry Maguire and Michael Keane. Yeah.
He's gonna play like that week in week out. Then he can be on that level. Unbelievable, man.
I would. Last question on Holding. Would you at least give him a point for putting his kid on the right way? Yes or no?
I mean, he's done it the last 3 games, so no. So yeah, no.
Fair enough.
Not even interested
on to right back, Cedric, or as someone would probably call him, the Portuguese Cafu.
Portuguese Cafu, yeah, flipping out, crazy. More like the Portuguese Matthew Lowton. This guy, I'll probably give him a 1 for putting his kit on the right way, because obviously 5'7", 5'8", is a bit harder for him maybe, but nah. Except that, shocking, absolutely shocking. The fact that he didn't get taken off, I'm pretty sure, I don't think he got taken off the whole game. That is a disgrace. Like, he is awful. Like, that performance. Okay, you know what? I think I'm overreacting a little bit because the games that he has come in, he's not been terrible. He's been pretty decent. But for this game specifically, I don't even know what to say, man. Awful. Absolutely awful. I'm giving him a 1. Like,
fair enough. Into the midfield, Granit Xhaka, who... surprisingly, he was arguably the most level-headed player on the pitch. That was quite surprising to see.
Yeah. If you see Arsenal red card, you immediately think of him. But for me, I was a passenger throughout the whole game. Like, didn't do much. Didn't really conduct any play whatsoever. Didn't really want... Like, when he had the ball, didn't do much with it. Poor. Like, probably one of his worst performances of the season. Like, not good enough at all. Like, even though he didn't specifically put a foot wrong, his overall performance was not up to level. It was not up to standard. So I'll give him a 4, maybe. Yeah, 4.
Mohamed El Neni, Mohamed El Sideways.
Oh, sideways. Yeah, I was about to say that. Literally, I don't think he played one pass forward the whole game. Yeah, I'll give him a 4 as well. Didn't do anything bad, really, but didn't do anything great either. I was just there, vibes, really. Didn't do anything. Like, oh, actually, no, I will say he did give the ball away a few times because I remember he gave the ball away and they almost had a very good chance. But yeah, lethargic, wasn't good enough. 4.
Fair enough. On the right hand side, Bukayo Saka, and when I looked at Saka, he alone just summed up Arsenal yesterday. Like he he looked completely and utterly lost. Anytime he got the ball, he was double teamed, basically double teamed almost every single time. Was not given an inch from Ryan Sessegnon. He found himself in his pocket.
Yeah, surprisingly.
He just looked lost yesterday. Like, I defend him all the time, but just not only was he poor, but he was poor, but it was more of a factor that he looked lost. He looked like he didn't have any ideas.
He looked like he shouldn't have started, in my opinion. I feel like we threw him into the deep end. I saw I know that he was injured. He got injured in the Leeds game. So for me to see him start straight away from the bat, I don't know if that was a smart decision. Really, I know he's been our best player this season, but still, I don't think that was a smart decision from Mikel Arteta, in my opinion. I'll say first 20 minutes he was pretty good. He was getting him behind Ben Davies a lot, and then I remember one time he barged him off the ball, almost created a big chance. But yeah, like first 20 minutes he was pretty good. He was playing pretty well, and then after when Sessegnon dropped deeper to help out Davies, and it was basically just a 2v1, didn't do anything, couldn't really do anything. It was like it was like a guy in 7th grade playing with senior year kids. That's probably the best way for me to put it. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a 3. Didn't do nothing really. Nothing to say.
Enough. Gabriel Martinelli on the left-hand side. Some were calling for Emil Smith Rowe to start this game, but Arteta went with Gabriel Martinelli.
Was our best attacker, without a shadow of a doubt, best attacker the whole game. The only person that really showed attacking intent throughout the entire game, really trying to go in behind, really trying to create something, Martinelli. And he's been doing that all game. He's the type of player, yeah, where you don't need to see goals and assists to determine how much of a great player he is. I was saying this from January, that he should be starting every single game from now to the end of the season, because he is one of our best attackers, arguably, in terms of work rate, dropping back, like technically on the ball, he's amazing. Some of the goals he scored, beautiful. Like he can be the complete player if he lives up to his potential, and God forbid no injuries or anything like that determines his career. But he's literally such a great player. Like it's weird to explain, obviously, because we lost 3-0 and all that, didn't do anything, hasn't scored in a while. But he's the perfect player where you don't need to see goals and assists to show you how good he is and how much of an impact he has in our team. And if I was Mikel Arteta, I don't drop him. I don't drop him for the Newcastle game or Everton game. I think he starts. He has to start, because the way he could be like terrorizing the likes of Trippier and Coleman is crazy. But yeah, I'll give him a 5.
Captain Odegaard through the 10.
For me, what would I give him? For like first 20 minutes, he was a bit more like he had a bit more of an impact during the game. But as the game wore on, he didn't do much, in my opinion. I think it was one of his quieter games. He's had a few quiet games in recent weeks. I feel like since the Man United game, he hasn't really been playing like the way we know Odegaard can play. So I think I'll give him a 4, in my opinion. Like this may be me being very harsher, because I'm not happy at all. Like no one's getting even a 7. Like it's that bad. Like
Maybe
get a 4 in these player readings is like good. So yeah.
Up front, Mr. Carabao Cup call me Eddie Nketiah. Call him to be the new starting striker for Arsenal for years to come on an 8-year deal contract.
Yeah, worth 83 million. But yeah, since he's come in the team, this has probably been his worst performance, in my opinion. Like, I mean, I don't really blame him though, because he was just isolated. It was only him against like 3 defenders. Can't expect him to do much. But like, I don't think he had a shot on target the whole game. I should give him a 3, but like, it's not really his fault, in my opinion. Like, didn't really get the service really. So yeah, I mean, can't really blame him for that. So I'm gonna give him a 3.
Fair enough. Subs on the bench.
Crazy, but yeah.
Subs on the bench. Lacazette, Smith Rowe didn't really have enough time. Standard.
Yeah, standard 5 for them. Nuno Tavares as well.
Nuno Tavares.
Give him a 5.
You're gonna give Nuno Tavares a 5.
Yeah, we'll give the subs standard 5s. I mean, who came on? Smith Rowe, right? Yeah, in the first half.
I don't remember who he came on for.
I think it was Smith Rowe. I think it was him. It was Smith Rowe who came on for first half. If it was
Managers
him, then
rating.
I'm giving if whoever came on in the first half, because I don't even remember myself, they can get 4,
Fair enough.
just because I don't remember their performance was that bad.
Fair enough. Managers ratings, Mikel Arteta, and I can probably predict this one will be quite low.
1, just because you had a nice hack on the day. That's it. 1,
Fair
like
enough. Nothing's
70.
wrong with
This
his
is what I
style
don't
with
get.
that outfit.
75 seconds. 75 seconds in the second half. You get your team and you regroup. It's been a very high emotions, intense game. You get them to calm down. This is one thing I'm very happy that this Amazon documentary is happening, because I want to see what this guy does with these players at halftime and what he says to them. Because unless he's just saying, "Guys, play there for vibes, don't really do much, chill," because clearly, if that's what it is, then I can understand. But
Maybe in the locker room, he tells the players, guys, don't worry. Trust the process.
or maybe he says, "Fucking chances, goals." Yeah, maybe he says that. I don't know, like Harry Kane. But I don't know, man. It's just one, because like you can't have a team second half and you let them go out and you can't concede in that time. That's unbelievable. That just can't run. The lineup, like, was expected. Maybe a few players he shouldn't have played. I don't think he should have played Saka. In my opinion, he should have been rested. Like Waleed came on later on. The treatment of Smith Rowe is criminal, because from
Pepe question.
August.
How come Pepe hasn't been given
Oh,
a
Pepe, I don't care about him, man, honestly. Like, even last season, okay, last season, if you think about it, last season, he was our best player of the season, 17 goals or something in all competitions. Up there with Lacazette, it was amazing. But this season, even when I've seen him come on, he just like, this isn't really down to him, in it, because like he's not getting enough game time.
He's just something
So you
given
can't
a
expect
chance
him to
at
come in
all.
and put in an amazing performance there. But I don't know, honestly. Like, the treatment of Pepe has been criminal. Treatment of Smith Rowe has been criminal. Like, the fact that Smith Rowe, yeah, he got that one injury, but since that injury, he's not even started Premier League games. Like, that's a joke. I'm sorry, but that's unbelievable. But in the end, like, who do you take out that team? Because in my opinion, Smith Rowe stays. Sorry, Martinelli stays. Odegaard stays for me. Saka stays when he's fit. So I don't know who you take out. Maybe you take out Martinelli, maybe even I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But for me, somehow Smith Rowe has to be starting in that team. I don't care how, where you put him in, but he has to be in that team, because from August until like February, he was our best player, top goal scorer, created all the chances. Everything was through him. So yeah, I'm not happy with how he's been treated. But yeah, I mean, that's all I want to say on that shit show. So,
Fair enough. And of course,
yeah.
the last rating, I maybe a 0 could be pulled out here, but the referee.
I mean, see, for Premier League referees, I like to do it minuses, because there's not really anything positive about them. So, out of maybe a -5 rating, I'll probably go with a -1, just because, first of all, it looked very nice in the kit. It kind of suited him with his belly and that, perfect. But except that, like, the way he's controlling the game, poor. The Arsenal decisions were correct in my opinion, but except that, like, just in the game throughout, which is a bit soft in my opinion. Like, very, like, I wouldn't say it was biased, but just like there was no like cohesion in the game in my opinion. So yeah,
Fair enough. So basically a 0 from Waleed for the referee. Anything else to say before we wrap this fan cam up?
Must have been game against Newcastle. If we don't win that game, then we're gonna look back at this game. We're gonna look back at Brighton, Southampton, all these games where we dropped points, Palace, all these games where we just got slapped up and didn't care enough. We're gonna look back at those games, and that'll be the reason why we're not in the Champions League. So we better beat Newcastle and Everton. That's must win. Two
Fair
cup
enough.
finals.
Fair enough. Well, there you have it. Thank him from Waleed. Thank you for watching this. If you've liked what you've seen, smash like on this video, comment down below. What did you think of the North London Derby? Do you think this could be a turning point for the worse for Arsenal? Do you think that game could be a turning point for Tottenham for the best? Who knows what could happen? Like, subscribe to this channel. If you want to see more of Waleed, let us know down in the comments. Big up Waleed. And wherever you are watching this in the world, have a great day or evening.